These are the AirPods Max. It's honestly kind of insane how much I've grown to love these headphones over the past 6 months. Apple took all the things they did right with the AirPods Pro and turned it into this form factor, and even improved on a lot of things, such as the sound quality, noise cancellation, battery life, and so much more. Sure, you can see the specs of the Max on Apple's website, but what about the things that Apple doesn't talk about, or the things you can only learn by actually using the product for yourself? You might be about to make a long-term investment on a pair of pricey headphones, and you deserve to know everything when it comes to making your purchasing decision. So that is what I'm here for. Today I'm going to be going through the sound quality, ergonomics, the experience of actually daily driving these headphones, and so much more. And I'll even throw in the AirPods Max mode and spatial audio simulation that a lot of you seem to like in my AirPods Pro review. And by the way, this video was not sponsored in any way. I bought these headphones with my own money so I can say whatever I want about them. So without further ado, let's talk about the design and build. I think Apple is really smart with the way that they designed these headphones. They purposefully designed these headphones the way that they are in order to stand out from a sea of different wireless headphones. Now remember, Apple is like a status symbol, and if you have the new AirPods, AirPods Pro, or in this case the AirPods Max, then you know that these are the new AirPods Max. What makes these really stand out is the housing of the headphones, the headband, and the telescoping arms. The housing is milled from a single block of aluminum, and it's solid AF. The headband is also surprisingly pretty durable. Like, I thought this would be the first thing to get absolutely obliterated, but look at these are almost like in pristine condition like the day that I got them. And I do use these headphones like almost every day, but I would say that I am a gentle user. So if you do play with your knives over your headphones, then your results may vary. But the piece de resistance is definitely the telescoping arms. It's so smooth and so satisfying without the clicking mechanism that most headphones use, making these feel super high quality and with the ability to make small micro adjustments. I also think the ball joint connecting the telescoping arms to the housing is just surprisingly well calibrated, and when you put these on your head, these just pop out at just the right angle and force. The mode button feels really nice, but what I think feels especially nice is the digital crown scroll wheel mechanism that was borrowed from the Apple Watch. It's just so incredibly smooth, and it's so easy to control your media. The digital crown is so precise, and you can make micro adjustments to the volume of your music, so you can perfectly fine-tune the volume of your music. Furthermore, I absolutely adore how you're able to just replace these ear cups so easily. Not only is it easy as heck, but it's also satisfying as heck. I mean, look at this, like this is Apple flexing over here. Oh yeah, one more thing I want to add that I think is kind of funny is that there's no headphone jack on these pair of headphones. The lightning port is responsible for charging and using them as your headphone jack. But I thought about it more and more, and it doesn't even matter that much to most people anyways, because these are supposed to be used as Bluetooth wireless headphones anyways. And if you're planning to use them as wired only, then these headphones are probably not going to be your first choice. My phone, as well as many other recently released flagship phones, haven't had a headphone jack in a while, and I honestly didn't even notice it was missing. But I digress. Overall, these headphones are built like an absolute tank. There's no squeaking, no like gaps or anything, and the material choice just screams quality. But the case, on the other hand, is just an absolute joke. It's flimsy, like look at it, like it doesn't even protect the headband. I literally think Apple designed these the way that they are in order to stir up some controversy so that the memes can give it free marketing, which is honestly kind of smart if you ask me. So yeah, I've honestly barely used the case since I've got them. I just used the headphones bare. Alright, now let's talk about what it's actually like to use them. First, before you even put them on your head, as with all products with the W1 or H1 chip, connecting these to your phone is stupidly easy. You just put them next to your device, and the connect button is going to be presented before your eyes. Plus, once these headphones are connected to your device, it can automatically connect to any other device which are logged in with the same Apple ID, which is so convenient. When you actually put them on, these headphones are actually surprisingly comfortable given how much they weigh at 384 grams. For me, the clamp force is just right, and the headband mesh does a very good job at dissipating the weight of these headphones. But when you're doing something like intense running or jumping up and down, you can definitely feel the headphones kind of slosh around on your head. But with normal everyday tasks, it's honestly very comfortable. The choice of material they use for these ear cups is also really nice. They feel very comfortable and breathable. Also, with some noise cancelling headphones, sometimes it might feel like there is some kind of pressure sensation, especially on noise cancellation mode. However, with the AirPods Max, you don't feel that much of a pressure sensation at all. I believe it has some sort of like pressure mechanism, some kind of valve, just like with the AirPods Pro, which further adds to the comfort of these headphones. I also really like how the music pauses when you take off your headphones, and when you put them back on, then the music is going to automatically resume where you left off. And I also love the fact that they could switch automatically between your devices depending on which one you are using at the time. So for example, if you're on your MacBook and you receive a phone call, it will automatically switch to your phone. There is also always on Siri, which is really nice. Plus, it can read out your text messages if you so choose. And you can check the battery percentage very easily from any Apple device. In addition, the audio sharing allows you to connect two H1 or W1 enabled headphones to one device, which is really dope. Also, the range of these headphones are actually really good. I was playing music from my phone on the 3rd floor of my house, and I was going down level by level to see when it would start cutting off. But I went all the way down to my basement and the playback was still crystal clear with no noticeable quality difference. And that means it had to penetrate through 3 solid floors and it still needed to go the distance, and it still worked. And with my AirPods Pro, they cut off when I was in the 1st floor. So AirPods Max, good job. Something that I don't like about these headphones is that when you put these around your neck, it doesn't lie flat on your collarbones. Like it only goes halfway, which is kind of weird and it limits your mobility. But it's so weird because if you flip the left and right side, then it's going to lie flat. But in this case, it's going to flip your audio channels. Like I get why you can flip it the other way, and it's so that you can put it in your case like very quickly. But I just wish that these would go like 180 degrees, like both directions. So Apple, like, what are you doing, bruh? Now let's talk about battery life. Some people were ripping on the fact that the AirPods Max didn't have an on-off button, but it honestly doesn't even need one because it's totally worth the trade-off for convenience and the ability to immediately connect to your devices. The reason why the original AirPods blew up in the first place is because of just how seamless the entire experience is. You just put them in your ears and just press play. Like, these are just little things that add up throughout your day and it makes the experience just so much better. So yeah, because of instant pairing and features such as the ability to connect to Apple's Find My network, it means that these headphones do drain a little bit of battery when they are not in use. But it's honestly hardly enough to make a difference. I remember when these first were released, some users were complaining that the battery life dropped very quickly, but Apple has since fixed this issue with a background software update. In my testing, the AirPods Max do last at least the advertised 20 hours of listening time, and I was listening to the music on half volume on transparency mode. Plus, I remembered there was a whole fiasco with activating low power mode with the AirPods Max case. However, I didn't find that the case really slowed down the battery drain that much. I legit wrote down everything, I logged everything down, I tried leaving them in and out of the case, and the test duration was over like 3 days long because there's no way I could listen to music for like 20 hours straight, but I still didn't find there was that much of a difference. Just another reason why the AirPods case is just so silly. But just another FYI, here is a chart of the different power modes your AirPods will be on depending on how long it has been in and out of the case for. Furthermore, Apple claims a 5-minute charge will give you another 1.5 hours of battery life, and I can confirm that. And it's honestly like more than an hour and a half. Other things to keep in mind, when the AirPods Max die, then Find My will only show the last location before it dies, and you can't use them as regular wired headphones with the cable when it dies. You do have to use them charged for them to work. And you can also use them while charging on Bluetooth. Also, here's a little bonus tidbit. If you press the noise control button when your AirPods Max are connected to power, the status light will turn green if the charge has more than 95% power, or amber if the charge has less than or equal to 95% remaining. And if you press the noise control button when your AirPods Max aren't connected to power, then the status light will turn green if the charge has more than 15% remaining, or amber if your charge has less than or equal to 15% remaining. I think it's pretty nice how there is a visual indication. Now let's talk about the different modes because these are so worth talking about. Transparency mode works so incredibly well. You really have to just try to believe it. It sounds so natural and it doesn't sound like you have anything on your ears at all. Like, this is seriously impressive stuff. And I think because it has so many microphones all around the headphones, I can actually determine distance and direction of outside noise. I blindfolded myself with a family member clapping all around me, and I was able to point to the direction that the claps were coming from. Next, in off mode, the passive noise cancellation is honestly surprisingly pretty well. It reduces the volume of your surroundings pretty significantly already. But once you put these headphones into noise cancellation mode, the entire world just melts away. The noise cancellation of these headphones are actually very powerful, and they can reduce background noise pretty significantly. It seems like it mainly gets rid of the low hums and the bass of your surroundings. Sometimes with noise cancellation headphones, some music might sound kind of funny when ANC is turned on, but the AirPods Max don't do any of that. I would even say that the sound is better on noise cancellation mode because you are hearing nothing but the music. And I think this transitions very smoothly into my mode simulations. Y'all seem to really like my simulation during my AirPods Pro review video, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to put you through different common scenarios and I'm going to toggle through the different modes with and without music. This will only work if you have headphones on, so grab them and enjoy the next part. I can memorize all of these mnemonics, all these phrases, I should be able to just kind of turn it into the letters, so there's like that intermediate step, but at least this is going to help me dip my toes into the Morse code water. And apparently there's another way that people memorize Morse code, which is using some kind of like chart where there's like a tree branch and going around.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you?
And now for the part of the video that you've all been waiting for, which is the sound quality. These headphones sound phenomenal considering that these are Bluetooth active noise cancellation headphones. Let me just remind you that sound signature is really kind of a subjective matter because all of our ears are calibrated differently. Some users might like a more warmer sound while others like a U-shaped sound signature. But in my opinion, these are probably my favorite pair of headphones I've used to listen to any kind of music because music just sounds so good. The brains of the headphones is the Apple designed H1 chip. And this is a 10-core audio chip responsible for the computational audio that happens inside of these headphones. This chip is also responsible for adaptive EQ, easy pairing, low distortion, spatial audio, and more. And I'm guessing this is why content just sounds so good. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and you find it informative, then definitely tickle that subscribe button and enable those bell notifications. Alright, in terms of frequency response, As some of you might know, these headphones have a lot of sub bass. Typically, sub bass is something that you can feel rather than hear, and these are no exception. And this carries over to the bass, which packs a heck of a punch. But it's not just the fact that they have a lot of bass, it's the fact that the bass is just so well controlled and balanced. They focus on the quality rather than the quantity of the bass. The midtones are also very clear and balanced. Overall, vocals and mid-range instruments are very controlled and balanced. The upper mid-range and the lower treble is a little bit more low-key, but in the high-end upper trebles and beyond, or the brilliance as people like to call it, they have a lot of sparkle and clarity that I really like. Overall, I just really personally like the way that these headphones sound. The instrument separation is also very good. I also think the adaptive EQ is pretty incredible. So there are inward-facing microphones that listen to exactly what you hear, and it changes the equalizer to make the audio seem more consistent. This was a feature that was adopted from the AirPods Pro, but I never really noticed it on the Pros because, well, I only have one set of ear canals that I can listen from. But with the Max, even if your headphones are slightly slanted, or if you have glasses or any accessories that prevent it from completing a perfect seal, the headphones will still sound fairly consistent as if it did have a good seal. Because with most headphones, if you don't have a good seal, then usually the bass will start to taper off, but the AirPods Max will compensate and add more bass to make it sound normal. I think that is pretty exquisite. Also, these headphones have very minimal distortion. Usually with headphones, when you raise the volume, the music might start to get a little distorted. However, with these headphones, the music just sounds more full, like there's just more of it. So I found that I was listening to music probably a little bit louder than I probably should. Oh, and by the way, the headphone accommodation settings is basically just a compressor. It makes the quieter sounds louder, but it sounds a little bit too harsh than what I personally like. Some people might like it, but I personally keep it off. These headphones also work very well with pretty much any genre of music that you throw at them. But because of its more so like a U-shaped sound signature, these headphones are probably more tuned for genres such as pop, hip-hop, EDM, R&B, and more modern tracks, like honestly just whatever's on the Billboard Top 100s. Some of you might also ask, how does the wired audio sound compared to the wireless audio? Honestly, I feel like the wired audio does sound very slightly better, and I did test it out with a bunch of different genres of music, but the difference is so minimal that I honestly think the average person is not going to be able to tell the difference anyways. The wire is probably only for the people that want to do something like timeline work or something like that. So yeah, that was my subjective and honest take with the sound of these headphones. Overall, I would say that these sound really good for a pair of Bluetooth ANC headphones. One last thing, I think it's kind of funny how these headphones don't support lossless audio from Apple Music. However, it's honestly not that big of a deal because the average person probably will not be able to tell the difference between regular and lossless audio anyways. But if you really genuinely want lossless audio, then these headphones are probably not for you. However, what's honestly a lot more important is spatial audio, which is the perfect segue to our next topic, which is spatial audio. Spatial audio is honestly very cool. Like instead of the media sounding like it's coming from only either sides of your ear, it sounds like the music is coming from everywhere. On the TV app, it actually works very decently well, and I like how it tracks your head movement and keeps the audio locked in space. But on the other hand, in Apple Music, I feel like it's kind of a mixed bag of good and bad tracks. Like the good songs actually sound really good. Like you can actually tell that those songs were specifically mixed with spatial audio in mind. Unfortunately though, some songs on spatial audio sound pretty bad, and you can tell that the producers kind of rushed out the tracks in time for the update. Luckily, when the songs are mastered well, they sound incredible. Like imagine listening to stereo music like it is a horizontal plane, but once you turn on spatial audio, it just turns into like a cube and it's music that's 360 all around you. And because it's Dolby Atmos, which is an audio standard, it literally reminds me of how the audio sounds in a movie theater. It actually is so weird, but it's so cool. You have to just hear it to believe it. Oh wait, you can, because I found a way to simulate spatial audio in a YouTube video, including the dynamic head tracking and stuff. So put on those headphones again and listen to this.
This is gonna change the way people listen to music. My vibe in the studio is essentially being on a date with myself. I got mood lighting, I got candles. I want everything to be in this big jam session and it to all be speaking and communicating with each other in this sonic dance. I want everything to kind of be this garden of music, you know? And there's just like this journey that you want to take the listener on. Most people have only heard music in stereo, but Dolby Atmos goes beyond that. It's good. I'm hearing it like on the left side, right.
Okay, now let's do a quick headphone test. This is the audio quality you can expect from the AirPods Max. And I do believe these headphones do have 3 microphones that pick up your voice. Now, just for fun, let's just throw in some background noise. So here's a hairdryer. This is the audio quality you can expect from the AirPods Max with a hairdryer on high, about 1 arm's length away. Let me know how it sounds. This is the audio quality of the AirPods Max with a hairdryer. As you can see, the audio isn't gonna make you sound like Morgan Freeman, but it could definitely pass for phone calls or Zoom meetings. Now, let's talk about Android compatibility. I would not get these if you have an Android device because it's really limited to what you can do with it. According to my research, there is no voice assistant, no automatic pausing when you take it off your head, no battery life indication, and just overall it's missing a lot of features that you get with iOS. So it's very clear to me that this is just another one of Apple's products that are trying to lock you into the Apple ecosystem. But ecosystems are not always just a bad thing though. They help unify everything and allows for a seamless continuity experience. So yeah, if you have an Android, this is probably a no-go and there are better options out there. Now let's talk about some additional points that don't really have a specific section that I really want to talk about. First, you can check Apple's website to see if the AirPods Max are compatible with your device. And also, this review represents a sample size of 1. I've personally had a very good experience with these headphones over the past 6 months, but you know, tech is tech, and if you're making tens of thousands of units per day, then the chance that you get a bad unit doesn't seem that unlikely. The reason why I'm saying this is because when I made my AirPods Pro review, you guys mentioned that there was some kind of rattling issue that I've personally never experienced, which is why I never really talked about it. But I've heard some people were having some sort of like condensation issues with these headphones. I don't think this would be a problem for me because I don't sweat that much. But if you do live in the Amazon rainforest, you could take this into consideration. But I honestly think it's sketchy because if it applies to these headphones, then it will apply to pretty much all headphones. And finally, the question we've all been waiting for. Why do these headphones cost $549 and is it worth buying? Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I think this price tag is fully justified. I've had so much fun listening to a variety of music these past 6 months, and just the way that these headphones integrate into the Apple ecosystem is so seamless. Of course, if these are out of your budget, then of course these are not for you. But if you're able to afford these headphones, you are paying for a plethora of features and just the solid build and sound quality of these headphones, except for the weird AF case. There is so much tech and research and development that have gone into designing and manufacturing these headphones, such as dynamic head tracking, optical sensors in each ear cup, position sensors in each ear cup, accelerometers, gyroscopes, and the brains of the headphones, which is the Apple-designed H1 chip. There are even pretty exclusive features such as Find My, so if you're a person that loses things very easily, this might save you. Not to mention, the sound quality is great. Transparency mode sounds really natural, and noise cancellation is very excellent. Furthermore, you have to remember that Apple is kind of a tech luxury brand, kind of like the tech Gucci. So if you wear these headphones, it's like a status symbol, and Apple specifically designed these headphones in a way that they stand out from the vast ocean of different headphones. And this further adds to the price of these headphones. So yeah, they didn't make these headphones to be cheap, just like how you could say that a Gucci t-shirt is just a t-shirt. But all in all, after I said all of that, I'd still probably recommend the AirPods Pro for most people because of how small, light, and convenient they are with very decent sound quality. And they are even cheaper if you use the link down in the description below. But if you want the extra sound quality, battery life, and the headphone form factor because you just don't like sticking things in your ears, then that's when you would go for the Max. But yeah, as I say with most of the tech products that I review, you have to think about the difference between wanting and needing the product. But if you're a person that genuinely wants to buy these headphones and has the funds to buy them, then you would be very happy with your purchase. And to those people, this is worth every penny. In conclusion, everything from the unboxing to the setup to actually using these headphones every day is just second to none. This is Apple introducing the average consumer to a more premium level of portable audio quality. And as a tech giant, people might think that Apple is out here making expensive AF headphones when in reality, headphones and even Bluetooth headphones for that matter can be much more expensive. And as I always like to do, to sum up this product in one sentence, these headphones are for you if you're an Apple person with a big budget and are looking for a pair of over-the-ear active noise cancellation headphones. And that is my review of the AirPods Max. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you should definitely click that subscribe button and enable those bell notifications. And while you're at it, why not tickle that like button? Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you in my very next video. Peace.